Hi, this is James Kumin with Finn Hill Neighborhood Alliance. And we, as the Neighborhood Alliance, want to make clear we want to help our neighborhood. And part of helping our neighborhood is helping us all understand what is happening in the city, which leads us to the question on this slide. What do cities have to do? In particular with land use, in particular with building, construction, all of those kinds of regulations. Because, well, here's the thing. We all have feelings. We see buildings like this is in Juanita Village, we have feelings. We may like it, we may hate it, but we have a reaction. There are other kinds of buildings that we may like better, we might think are cliched, we might want to live in, we might hate, but we have reactions, we have thoughts, we have opinions, and we have feelings about houses like this as well, right? We have tons of these on Finn Hill. And by the way, the folks who own this house, we weren't picking on you or calling you out. You just happen to be putting your house up for sale, and I took this picture from Redfin. But we have feelings about what we build, what we live in, what we work around, play around, use, go to restaurants. We like or don't like things. And there are lots of changes in store in 2025, precisely because the state legislature made a bunch of changes in 2023. By all means, look these up. I want to highlight a few, however, and to emphasize that all of these, to some extent, were bipartisan. Most of them were extremely bipartisan, almost unanimous or fully unanimous. The unit lot subdivision, SB 5258, was basically unanimous. Local project review, which says that if cities take too long to process applications, we, and I say we because I work as a city planner for the city of Everett, we have to give you your money back if we take too long processing your review. HB 1283, our reviews have to be based and the laws have to be based on clear and objective criteria, meaning we can't tell you to build something that's nice and pretty. We have to say whether it needs to be 38 feet maximum height or 5 feet maximum width or windows of these dimensions. It has to be clear and objective, or it can't be a rule. Which, again, makes sense. And these three all passed basically unanimously. But here come the two that are going to make the biggest changes in most of our lives, most visibly. The ADU bill and middle housing, HB 1337 and HB 1110. ADUs up first, which stands for accessory dwelling unit. If you didn't know that already, you're welcome. But the idea of an ADU is that you have a small dwelling, a small residence that can fit into a part of a larger piece of property. And sometimes they are really nicely designed. And again, you may hate this, you may love it, but just objectively, it's clearly designed by an architect. There was thought and intention that went into it. I will say that working as a city planner in the city of Everett, this is more the kind of thing we see, which again, it's perfectly fine, cute little house, but it's a little more prosaic and it just fits somewhere in the back of a property on some space. And the idea was to give smaller, relatively cheaper homes. And the key thing is that they are on a lot with another residence. Here's a graphic that shows you, again, they can be part of a home, basement conversion or attached. They can be a garage conversion or a brand new house built in the back. But the idea is that they are smaller and they are on the same property with other dwellings. HB 1337 requires that every single city simply has to allow 2 ADUs on any lot that also permits single-family dwellings. So if they fit, and that is an open question because we certainly get applications in the city of Everett for ADUs where you can't fit more than one extra dwelling, or sometimes none if it's a really small lot. But ADUs have to be allowed to be at least 1,000 square feet. We cannot tell you you cannot build an ADU and restrict it to something smaller than 1,000 square feet. We have to give you a cut on the fees. We can't make you do some of the other things that a home would have to do. And again, I'm saying we because I work as a city planner. And we cannot require the ADU to provide parking, off-street parking, if it is within a certain distance of major transit. I will add that, read the comment there, in Everett, we found that people will rent ADUs without providing parking. but they have a hard time selling. The developers have a hard time selling them without parking. But leads us to middle housing. The idea of middle housing, it's the housing that is in between single-family detached homes and the bigger things about which, we have feelings. But these are the things, the duplexes, the triplexes, quadplexes, cottage units, etc., all those things that are in the middle. And this is what the middle housing bill told cities, all cities in the state of Washington, that we had to allow more of. And again, we have feelings about the kinds of things. This is a cottage court here in Kirkland. It can be really cute. It can be really prosaic. But the point is, cities simply have to allow them. For a city of Kirkland size, and again, Everett, Tacoma, Vancouver, the Spokane, the bigger cities, have to allow 4 dwelling units per lot, period. And this goes up to 6 if you're close to things like gondolas, rail, bus rapid transit. There are some parking restrictions on what we can ask developers, require developers to provide. But again, the point is cities don't have a choice in this. Single family zoning, because of a law passed by the state of Washington in 2023, single family zoning has simply gone away as of June 30th of 2025. And this is not something Kirkland or Everett or Tacoma are deciding on their own. It is something that is given to us by the state. The basic concept is this: 4 buildings up to 6 dwellings in the building, middle housing, can only be held to the standards that are also applied to single family residences. And so, for example, one of the things we're doing in City of Everett is we realized, we want to require a sixplex to provide bicycle parking. We cannot require a sixplex to provide bicycle parking if we do not also require a single family residence to provide bicycle parking. That said, the way we're handling it is this: if a single family residence, or indeed a sixplex, provides individual lockable garage space, then we consider that to be bicycle parking, because you can certainly put a bike in there as well as a car. Done. But we do require the sixplex now to provide bicycle parking. There is more information available at the Finhill Neighborhood Alliance website. There's a handout that we have created. Happy to answer further questions. Please reach out to us. Come to neighborhood meetings, read your emails from the Alliance. We aim to participate to the maximum amount we can in this process and to help you as neighbors and neighborhood participate as well. A good result for the city of Kirkland is going to happen with all of us continuing to be in conversation with each other, listening to each other, and we encourage you to participate along with us. Thanks so much. See you around.